Hey there everybody, Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is our reaction to The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 10, entitled Stalker. This is a weird episode. It's an exciting episode at times. I still have a lot of different questions, including when are we getting to Michonne?
Yeah, no kidding.
It felt like a lot of this was sort of happening around the same time as we were watching a lot of the cave drama or the immediate aftermath of said cave drama.
Yeah, and where Daryl is and what's going on with him.
Yeah, still no word on what's going on with Connie and Magna.
Yeah, hopefully they're still alive.
It is very... I got a lot of thoughts on Father Gabriel. I'll save them for just a second. But before we dive in here, if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates that we've got coming up your way. Can we start, though, with the journey of Father Gabriel was so interesting to me. This is a guy who was like the ultimate coward at the start of this when we saw him. Now he is just ordering people around.
Yeah, he came from being a coward to like, let's pull out everyone's teeth and cut off everyone's fingers.
Father Gabriel is actually starting to become... he feels like he's better suited for the actual show Preacher than The Walking Dead now.
Well, it's interesting, too, because I don't know if anyone else out there felt this way, but I know when I first started watching with Father Gabriel, he was not my most favorite character that was out there. He has really grown into somebody that I'm very invested in, and not just because he's threatening to pull off everybody's fingernails.
Yeah, he has more of a spine, that's for sure. He's got more of a willingness to get things done, but I think he also just has more to fight for.
Yeah, and it also just feels like he's actually grown as a character. When he first came on, it felt like almost like they just didn't know what to do with him, and he was sort of this typical preacher that would be in the end of the world scenario where he's still trying to find his faith, and everybody's trying to do the best that they can and kind of afraid of some stuff. But yeah, I think they've kind of grown him into just a much richer character, more of a feeling a little less religious, a little more of a balance of, okay, yes, I still have my faith, but there's this other stuff that's going on that I need to actually just face and deal with if I'm even going to be around to be able to be part of my faith.
I think the other thing is when we often envision preachers, they're there to sort of metaphorically talk other people down while they're sort of standing at the cliff or about to do something crazy. And here you have Rosita being like, hey, wait a second here, Father Gabriel.
Yeah.
How about you not go so crazy on what's going on?
And I get where she's coming from. I mean, we just lost Sadiq not that long ago.
Yeah.
And she's got a baby now, and losing Gabriel would not be something I think she's going to be able to handle all that well.
So, I mean, a lot of this is really just coming down to the fact that Gamma is there.
Yep.
She's sort of a part of everything that's going on, and she claims to have valuable information as to what is going on with the rest of the group and the whole zombie horde of it all incident. Do you want to believe her?
Well, it was interesting how quickly they believed her.
Yeah.
We've seen, I mean, Negan was in a cage for years, and we know what he did, but for the most part, I mean, Negan wasn't exactly a liar. He was just terrible, and he would be kind of honest with how terrible he was. I mean, the Whisperers are a lot more sneaking around. They just had Dante in the camp for all that time, killing Sadiq. So they know that this is a different group of people, and they did trust her pretty fast, which was a little bit, I don't know.
A little bit of a misread, too, on the whole Whisperer psychology when there's this whole spiel about, oh, you know, you get them in there, we can break them, we can take them apart, and then you've got, and I know we'll get to this, we have Alpha at the end of the episode who's just almost dead, and she's like, I'm stronger than I've ever been before.
I'm gonna bathe in blood.
Like, Alpha, somebody could just like poke you right now and you would die. You are not the Black Knight from Monty Python.
It's true.
But it's a very weird misread on that situation, but, you know, in the end, Gamma, it seems like she's got something that she is trying to fight for that is kind of individual and separate from the Whisperers. So there's a certain element of believability to her, but at the same time, at this point, if somebody came into the camp who I knew was with the other side, like, why would I ever trust them in a million years?
Yeah, I think it's just, they've had other Whisperers in that cage before who have not necessarily really broken. But then they had Dante, who didn't break at all, and he just broke everybody else. So I know it's just kind of, they're flexing to be like, yeah, we've broken you guys, we'll break you too, kind of thing. But yeah, she's got some skin in the game. I mean, she's got her sister's kid out there, and she knows that. And she knows that Alpha has lied to her about Lydia. And seeing this other side, that conversation that she had with Beta that was basically like, she's lying to us. She lied to me. She's lying to you. She's lying to everyone. There is another way of life. That might be a little more of why people are kind of tending to believe in her a little bit, but still, it came around too fast.
Beta, I don't know if I can ever see Beta doing anything other than what Beta is doing. It feels a little bit weird to imagine Beta just like as a part of an Alexandria community, like growing crops in the future.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I think there's just some people in this universe that need to live that type of lifestyle and are not really made now for living at Hilltop and picking tomatoes and all that sort of jazz.
Beta is the ultimate bad guy in a horror movie, and they even shoot him like the bad guy in the horror movie. There's some really cool shots of Beta in this episode.
Yeah, I was going to say that the thing that I enjoyed the absolute most about this was how much of an old school horror film tropes that we had, like the hand coming out of the grave. I was like, okay, this is really rad. And then they went into him in the house, and it's all quiet, and we know they're hiding, and he's dragging the knife around. And then we had like that sort of last scare that always ends up happening. If you've watched horror movies, you know what I'm talking about, where you think the bad guy's dead, and then boom, that last scare, and they grab you by the leg. So that was really cool. I had a lot of fun with that.
You know what I'm still really left wondering about through all of this? I'm not going to get caught up on Michonne, but it's just sort of the fact that Judith is just kind of randomly still there. She's not really talking at all about Michonne.
No, she just like blew a hole through the door.
It's just like, oh, there's Judith. She's still around.
Yeah, and I mean, and RJ too. He's still around too. And it was cool to see that Gamma/Mary did hide them and get them away and threatened to kill herself to help Rosita. I mean, she did prove herself by the end.
Who's watching Judith? Who is the parent in the room looking after Judith?
Does anyone really need to look after Judith? It seems like Judith is looking after everybody. I'm kidding, of course. She needs a parent.
Judith needs I feel like Judith needs 3 times what the average human does based on what she is up to. But no, Michonne's off somewhere in a boat somewhere, and maybe we'll get that at some point down the road.
Well, they need to leave Judith there because Judith vets everybody. Anytime anyone's in prison, she's like, hello. And who are you? And I'm going to sniff you out and see, I think you're all right. Oh, no, you're a problem.
Yeah, why is your kid taking on the sort of criminologist role in the Walking Dead greater community? This, the BAU and Criminal Minds, I would respect them for this sort of thing, not Judith.
I think Negan did say it best where he said that she can sniff out the BS in life, and I think that she can.
Yeah, probably.
To some degree. I know she does. She's sort of taking over that Carl role where, you see the best in people, and he could see Negan picking tomatoes, and we have seen that. It took years, but we got here. That she can also she is looking for good in people. She wants it to turn around, and I get it. But, and you get someone like Beta, he's never turning around.
No, he's there. And same goes for Alpha, seemingly, which, of course, brings us to, how is Alpha not dead at the moment? Because it felt as though we had at least 2 or 3 legitimate moments where it seemed like it was going to be the end for her. You had her creepy possible farewell speech in front of her own daughter.
That was great. Definitely the high point of this episode, outside of seeing Beta dragging that knife around inside the house. But no, I think it was a really important moment that needed to happen, where basically her daughter is saying, there is another life. I've chosen this other life. I've come here, but I didn't come here for you. I've come here for Daryl. And etching that message in, saying, I know there's another life out there and I'm going to be part of that. There is another way.
Yeah.
Is giving Alpha what she needs to be like, okay, I've cut that last tie. I am now no longer tied to anything. She is dead to me. Let's go kill everybody.
This does not feel good at all. See, yes, I think Lydia does what Lydia needs for Lydia. Sure, I get all of that. I get you don't want to kill your mom. Also understand that. But now it feels like we're sort of getting to, you're fighting a boss in a video game.
That's
and you
right.
fight like the first stage of them. And then like some of the armor comes off and they got like some crazy wings that are sprouting out. And they're now like 2 times more dangerous. It feels like that's where we are now with Alpha, and it's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not. But we don't have that many episodes left. So, I mean, we got to be building up to the bigger showdown, because I do feel like this, as much as I've really enjoyed the story this season, it needs to wrap up this season.
Yeah, I think there's only so much more you can really conceivably do with Alpha at this point. I mean, now that you've sort of detached her from everything, and she is now more powerful than she has ever been before, she's gonna...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, see, my Walking Dead impressions get more terrible as every season goes along, but yeah, we're gonna have a showdown there. I feel like Daryl needs to recover from everything that went on here, but he's probably not going to. He's probably just going to, like, hobble his way through the remaining episodes of this season.
Well, it's possible. I mean, it looked like he got cut right in the femoral.
Yeah, I don't know how Daryl is going to be walking.
Because when he pulled that out, it was just gushing, so that's not great.
Yeah, but we need check-ins on some other people as well. There's still a lot of characters this season we haven't seen as of yet. I mean, Aaron randomly gets to have his sort of reunion at the end of all this. I mean, Carol, what's going on there?
Yeah, I don't even know where is she? Is she still, like, sobbing at that giant pile of rocks? Maybe she's looking for another way, or she's exiled herself to somewhere else. I don't know what's going on with her, but yeah, we need an update.
Yeah, I mean, especially after just barely surviving, like, the cave collapse. If I was, like, this little crew, I would stick together. I don't know if I would have, like, Daryl over here and Aaron over here. No one knows where Carol is, but, I'm not in a zombie apocalypse. I think that has been clearly established by the fact that we are recording a video on YouTube with the internet nearby and air conditioning. But I think I would think a little bit differently about some of this stuff. I mean, this was a fun episode of The Walking Dead. Cool, well shot, like you said. I don't think it necessarily, like, moves the needle forward in some ways, except for with Alpha, and everything is slowly descending into the bowels of the underworld at the moment with her.
Yeah, this whole episode really did feel like a setup for Alpha and her needing to cut that last tie of the last thing that really holds her heart, and that she needed to cut that to be able to sort of ascend to this next level. Outside of that, yeah, there wasn't a lot of stuff that really moved this episode along, but I really lived for all that stuff with Beta in the house.
Hopefully we have more creepy stuff to come. I want some, like, big, gory battle scene with Beta by the end of all of this. It's like, that dude's gotta die. I don't think there's any debate about this, but if he's gonna die, I don't want it to just be like a blink and it's over sort of battle. I want like a 15-minute fight scene with him and like one other character. Who'd be a good character to kill Beta? I think that's an interesting discussion point. Could be Negan.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was about to say. Where is Negan? We've gotten no update since the hookup. No update. What is going on here? Are they like a little more going on? Are they like, now we got Alpha and Negan and they're the heads? Probably not. I think it's that. But like, what's going on now with him? Is he just now part of the group? Is he still like, we're not trusting you, but you got a reward? Good for you, good boy.
Well, I have an idea. It may not be something that everyone wants to hear.
Let's hear it.
Maybe after you're with Alpha, she just rocks your world to such an extent that Daryl is still like recovering from whatever happened with Alpha.
Well, he did also ask that question, if after everything happens, is it like a praying mantis and she's gonna like and bite his head off, and then he was going to be dead. I don't think he's dead.
No, I don't think he's dead either. I don't think what I said is accurate either, but I'm sure we'll get an answer.
Yeah, we're just kidding, but I'd like to see some sort of an update, and I'm sure we'll figure out what's going on with him.
All right, well, let's get your thoughts on all this. What did you guys think about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 10? Share all the thoughts in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time.